Hello, hello! Perfidious Beat here, getting ready to expand like Guy Fieri's waistline and bring the joys of frosted tips and donkey sauce to an unsuspecting galaxy in Stellaris. Like my patron saint, Guy Fieri, Perfidious Beat is an ambush predator construction complete. This is fantastic. But ambush predator, though. Ambush predator. Because there's plenty of room out here in this big old galaxy of ours, and plenty of planets with indigenous peoples upon whom we can, crush beneath our boot, and upon whom we can embrace or inflict, I suppose, the wonders of bleaching half your hair and mayonnaise and garlic-based spreads. What I'm saying is, our empire, we gotta bulk up, man. We gotta expand like that waistline. We gotta get really into eating Play-Doh. And, we got to get to fat guy hat territory. Fat guy hat territory is where we want to be. We want to wear that muumuu. Because, like Captain Santa Claus from Space Mutiny, we can make that muumuu a warrior muumuu. So let's get to work. See if we can start bloating up here like Christy Alley in between Weight Watchers endorsement contracts. What the hell? Okay. I'm going to go off on a bit of a weird diatribe here. Thinking about Space Mutiny. We were playing a little PUBG last night with the boys, and we were talking about, made Space Mutiny joke, and nobody had seen it, and I was at first ashamed and appalled by their complete and total lack of culture. But then also, I was thinking back on Space Mutiny, and I'm thinking about specifically the Balerians in Space Mutiny. What purpose did they serve from a plot standpoint? I mean, their really only achievement was that they danced around like Spencer's Gifts glowing plasma balls everywhere. What was they had like 4 scenes in that movie where they go to the Balerians, and Captain Santa Claus does in fact don his warrior muumuu and go down and talk to the Balerians, but it's not well stated or well described what sort of purpose or service that they provided to the crew of the Southern Sun. I mean, yes, they did something with magic because those balls were magic, but I'm confused from a plot standpoint. I like my movies to have at least a somewhat cohesive sense base going to them. Much like my expansion strategy, I want it to be somewhat cohesive as we get ready to balloon out. I really want destroyer assembly yards and level 4 spaceports. Although we have some level 3, so we can already build destroyers. In fact, I actually went into I say that like I don't know, but in fact, before the started recording this, I actually went into the ship designer and designed our first destroyer. We can go take a look at it. We got the Clam Crusher, but I mean, we also have the Clam Smasher. Justice, we don't bring justice to our foes. We bring smashing. There is no justice in the Peterian Empire. There's also no peace, no justice, no peace. It's a brutal, dark future here in the 41st century. We found an anomaly. Do we want to have you research that? Don't we have a timed project that's borderline expiring? Hold on a second. I believe we have like a time. Let's go to this old situation log here. Let's check in with Mike Sorrentino and see what the situation here is. We do have some space debris in Sirius. How come we never clean that up? We should go get that. Requires a science ship. What are our science ships all doing? They're all surveying planets. So who's the closest science ship? Which one of you is closest to the job? Where are you specifically? Not. Okay, so you're like nowhere near it then. New Pram, Alejandra Rodriguez. Oh, right, the new girl. I forgot about you because you reminded me a little bit of, well, I mean, you're busy too. This does expire, and I want that research, though. All right, you know what, new girl? Here, take the HIMSS Arbiter, and what I would like for you to do is go and handle Mike the Situation Sorrentino, if you could. Which is, that was in Sirius? Here, go do this research project. And then, what is this thing over here? I just want to get these out of the way, because they've been blinking at me for a while now, and I got to admit, it's kind of irritating me. Is that a sublight exploration probe? That is a sublight exploration probe in Yillian. Okay, we can probably just send the Boldly... I don't think we need a science vessel to do that. Where's the Boldly Goes? Hey, Boldly Goes? Oh, I mean, you're already on the way. Well, I mean, this guy. The captain of the Boldly Goes, this man. I don't even have to tell him what to do. He's already doing it. That's initiative. That's the sign of a good employee right there. The HIMSS Ocean has detected one of our missing sublight probes in the Yillian system. Should begin recovery efforts as soon as possible. Sure, I mean, yeah. I guess we are gonna need our gal here. So that updated our situation log. Sublight probes. Recover this probe. Scientist has a 2 skill or higher. Very funny, Rodriguez. Very funny. All right, who's Shang Tan? You're no Shang Wu. I think we should all just come to grips with that fact. We do have a Shang Wu on staff, but Shang Wu doesn't really need the experience for this, and just a level 2 scientist is level up enough. And this should get our scientists some reasonable EXP as well. So that's in what, Yillium? All right. So stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the science and the research that you're used to. I look funny, but, yo, I'm making money. I mean, look at our mineral income. I hope the world better ready for me. Gather round. I'm the new ruler in town. My sound's laid down by the underground. I will drink up all the Hennessy you got on your shelf. Not because I really like Hennessy. It's just because I'm an alcoholic and I can't help myself. So let's build some mining stations. And when you're done... Wait, is there a construction ship? The Stevedore is already... Oh, the Stevedore's already doing that. Okay. Well, we're going to cancel yours then. If Stevedore's on the job, we don't really need you on the job. Let's bring you out here to Chimnall. You can whip up a whole shitload more minerals for us, and I think we'll just have that idle construction ship move out there. We should be able to get the minerals to build that up in about 1 month's time.
Anomaly found.
All right, Wu. There's nobody better at anomaly discovery than you. There's nobody better than Wu. I mean it, nobody. Nobody does it better. Nobody does it like Zhang Wu. Excellent. Planetary resurfacing. We can get we have a bunch of tile blockers that we really want to get rid of because some of our populations are getting close to the point where they are capped. I've been playing way too much PUBG. One of the games where they are capped because they just don't have any more room to expand. Energy siphons we could knock out fairly quickly. I do like maximum influence. I do like statecraft. Having a leader who lives an extra 10 years, that doesn't really seem... That does lead to biological enhancement and adaptation, though, but it's really expensive. Slave army and slave processing facility. I kind of like the idea of being able to just turn slaves into militia units. Slave processing facilities required for the creation of slave armies. I do love the idea of just grabbing our people and slaving. Like taking our... I was going to say victims, but you know what? I should just stick with my guns, because victims is appropriate. Taking our victims... slapping them on a ship and forcing them to go colonize, conquer other peoples in our name. Colonial centralization, production targets. That's an edict. A planet. We need planetary capital. All right. This is going to take 82 freaking months. Holy shit pickles, our societal research. We're a little backwards here in the old Peterian Empire, and that's with most veteran science Long Luo on the job. It's still going to take him 82 months. We could finance a house. Well, Lang Luo just probably died. Yep. Well, son of a bitch, here I was just praising the bastard, and then he goes and he's like, oh, thanks for the praise, Pete. I appreciate the positive sentiment and the goodwill. Thank you very much. And I'm just going to go ahead and fucking croak now. I hope you don't mind. I praised the man to death. Long Luo died. He was only 78. He died so young. That actually is kind of young. So we better get ourselves another scientist then. Wait, how do we have no oh. I always look at this and I'd be like, wait, I know I have admirals and governors, but I forget that we're not recruiting them. We're actually looking for a scientist, and it doesn't show us those people. So what are you good at? Custom AI assistance, plus 5% research speed, plus 10% survey speed, bonus anomaly speed. Okay, you're pretty good. You're also youngish, 25% survey speed, 25. Okay, we want you. We're going to have you doing research. We want to make it be somebody who has an actual bonus to research speed. You can take your AI. Hey, and look at that. Even with Long Luo being vastly more experienced than you, this is only going to take you 1 month. Talk about somebody who's moved into their role quickly. This guy is up and running at the drop of a hat. Full credit where credit is due. It does not take new scientist whose name I already forgot. What was your name? Ting Shay. Doesn't take you long. This man hits the ground running. He's like a cat on methamphetamines. Hits the ground running. Solar Sailor, 150 engineering research. All right. So this is quality anomaly.
Construction complete.
What were we building? Was that on, we built something on Pava? Why are we improving this planet? That is Bagash. We could clear the tile blockers. This planet is making... Oh, we built an autochthon monument. That's actually quite useful. We should probably nuke a tile blocker. I like to try and stay one ahead in the tile blocker department. If I'm going to need one tile to expand population to, I like to try and get one more additional pop cleared. We are growing people right here. Okay, so we're actually a building ahead on this one. Earth is cool. Let's just run through the outlier real quick. See what needs to be updated, what we need to do. This is growing a pop with nothing to do. You're making food. Do I want to build... You know what? Yeah, we could build some more food. More food means more people. The more people we have, the faster the Peterian Navy gets. Our population and naval capacity is largely dependent upon the number of people in our inventory. Did I just say people in my inventory? I'm pretty sure I just said people in my inventory. Well, I mean, I am you know what? Fuck it. Just, yeah, you are my possessions. My chattel. Chattel? Some of you are legitimately chattel, by the way, since a bunch of you are slaves. Boldly goes, you can come back to Seoul now, really. There's no real reason for you to not go be a part of this fleet. Your days of boldly going are boldly over. Not sure why you went back to Pava either. Yeah, whatever. Just keep doing your thing, Boldly goes. You're all things considered, you're doing a fine job. How's this research coming? It's good, because we just finished it. So, what did we get out of that? We've analyzed the debris in Sirius. We got 10% towards frequency tuning, 10% towards regenerative hull tissue, 5 physics research points, and 10 society research points. Hoo boy, that was worth the time. What are you doing? You just finished... Oh, that's woo. You just finished that research. What are you doing now? Where are you going? You're in Sirius. What are you doing?
System survey complete.
You're going back to surveying? Okay. I don't hate that plan. I appreciate it. Somebody just completed a system survey. We have a bunch of system surveys queued up, so those guys are going to be busy for a while. Now, nothing to do but... Tile blocker cleared. Where at? The sim system has been fully surveyed. That's very definitely not a tile blocker. That was probably a tile blocker on Earth. Do we want to continue? Earth is fully cleared. Petersburg. You need to clear. We're growing a pop. We've got one for one more. We're bemoaning our lack of society research. So let's go ahead and nuke that dense jungle. St. Peter's, you guys got really have quite a bit of room. I do want more engineering and physics research. Let's just burn some cash here clearing tile blockers and make sure Varney is good. It's mostly a desolate wasteland. These guys live in the Mad Max universe, and I mean, we are purging these guys. They're going to be dead in about 3 years. I feel sorry for the Kravadox. They're basically my war boys. But don't worry, Kravadox. I know I have worked you to death with, like, I don't know, 50 years of hard labor. But remember, as you die, you will be reborn in Valhalla, shiny and chrome. You're coming back. You live, you die, you live again. We have a lot of upgrades to go through on our planets, too. We want to make sure our construction ships just stay busy, but as long as our construction ship team is out there constructing, really, we want to spend most of the rest of our income on, I kind of feel like, planet improvements and maybe ships as well. Our Navy is getting a little understrength, and we did unlock destroyers recently, so starting to build up a destroyer fleet, not a terrible idea. I also really wouldn't mind a 3rd place with a highly upgraded spaceport. I think I'm going to spend some cash on that as well. Let's start upgrading your spaceport. You know what? Let's just take you straight up to level 3. And while you're here, as soon as we get some more cash, we're going to have you build a solar panel network to help offset some of the maintenance cost of this stupid facility. So why don't you do that? Peterson City, it's almost done. Over here, it's going to be... This is a Gaia world.
Tile blocker cleared.
Clear the tile blocker. Sal, you got bad guys? No, Lambda Menace is not there. So what are these planets looking like over here? Polagar has some small amount of energy, some small amount of engineering research. Looks like we got a little extra mineral action happening. Delightful. Continental world, that's a dump. Tropical world and an alpine world, also kind of a dump. Hey, Alien Menace, you wanna... You know what? I've kind of had enough of this Alien Menace, in fact. I think what we should do is merge these fleets. And I would like for you guys to go and deal with the Alien Menace. I don't know much about these Iota aliens. I just know I don't like them messing around in my space. All y'all beat it. You ain't got no business up in here. What are you doing in the Peterian Empire? I didn't invite you.
Special project complete.
Rodriguez gains 200 experience. We gained 150. All right, 150 engineering research is good. Working on that engineering. It's like 4 months worth of research. Alejandro Rodriguez also gained a level and is now idle. Okay, so the Arbiter is idle. Do we want to explore these planets? I mean, sure, why not? Here, survey this, then survey this, and probably go ahead and survey that. Actually, wait a minute. Aren't you in that system? No, you're in Sirius. Who the hell's in Yillian and what are they doing? The Sanchez? Shang Tan has got that? Okay, I mean, if Shang Tan is exploring over here, then I guess we'll bring the Arbiter and just have you start surveying systems over here. We really want to start surveying some of these planets we might theoretically begin colonizing soon. Probably don't start with the one that has aliens in it, though, Pete. Yeah, see, that's just... Sometimes I give myself good advice. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's actually probably pretty good advice, Pete. Maybe don't start with the one that has aliens in it. You don't know what that Iota Menace is. It could be anything. They could be out there right now, frosting their tips and brewing up a big batch of donkey sauce. Do you really want to walk into that unknowing? And I say to myself, no, Pete, I really don't want to walk into that unknowing. Okay, got our probe. We have successfully collected all of our missing sublight probes. The detailed information they held on our culture is now safe from prying alien photoreceptors. With their combined sensor telemetry, we've been able to fully survey a number of additional neighboring systems. So what did we survey then? Yillian is... That's it. That's all we got. What neighboring systems? You said we surveyed neighboring systems, damn it. Where are they? Also, the Krabnar progeny, this fallen empire up here, really has me more than a little concerned. Is this planet worth a shit? It is a habitable ocean world. We don't have a whole lot more habitable planets here. Oh, we got this. There's another ocean world. So we got a bunch of planets down here is actually what our probe's brought back for us. And these planets are all shit. They're real. Those guys, there's a bunch of, it's like dump planets. These places are toilets. Okay, Sanchez, I'm going to bring you over here. Survey this system. Then bounce around over here. Because with one frontier outpost, it looks like we could maybe pick up as many as 5 of these systems with its area of influence. And if they've got good mineral resources, that's an excellent place for us to exploit. Right now, we're, the extermination phase of our 4X campaign is still going on, but now we're ramping up the expansion and the exploitation as well. Pretty soon, I'm going to get Richard Hatch up here and ask him to make a movie. What are you, space whales? Well, not a distraction. Are you in the system? Yeah, we're going to have you just go and murder those. Pete, why are you potentially throwing away fleet? Well, I did do some redesigns, and we've got some new technology, so these Corvettes are obsolete to begin with. We don't really mind losing a few. Also, we kind of want to replace them with, by and large, I think, a destroyer-based fleet. We have so much cash flowing in right now. We got 3 construction ships fully busy, 3 science ships fully busy. What more can we do? Where can I mean, I could... You know what? I think we build another construction ship. If we've got ships that are going to be idle, then again, we have 3 construction ships. I don't really need to build another one. I was thinking about building a new construction ship, but now that I actually look at the scenario, we're not going to need it. We don't have enough exploitable places that our construction ships are going to catch up very rapidly. We were a little behind the curve for a moment, but we're gonna pull it back in. It would, long term, I think, just by and large be a waste of resources. So here comes our initial volley of missiles, which is gonna kill the holy shit out of whatever the first target they hit. Yeah, so we killed like 4 of their corvettes with our Alpha Strike. The problem with the Alpha Strike is, by and large, a lot of our damage winds up getting wasted because we're overkilling targets so heavily. Those tiny little ships, those little corvettes, we hit those initially, and, I mean, we actually did lose a ship there. But we hit those corvettes initially, and a lot of our damage just went to waste, man. We brought too much food to the party. We're like, ugh, I got all these King's Hawaiian rolls down here. Nobody ate any. What am I gonna do with them? I got all of, I mean, I love the King's Hawaiian, but I can only smear donkey sauce on and eat so many of these before my arteries start shutting down. Why don't you go do a research project there? So that's our timed project. Hey, Sophia Perez gained a level. That's good. Finished the survey.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Okay, so 2 of our construction. Ooh, hold on a minute. Ether Drake encounter. The creature observed in the Carmagian system is unlike anything the HIMSS Arbiter has previously encountered. Highly aggressive with destructive capabilities to match. It guards a planetoid that initial scans indicate is exceptionally resource rich. Ominous.
Hostile fleet.
Yeah, let's do that because we want to see how powerful this thing is. It doesn't say. It's just called an... Oh, it's really big, though. What's the planet look like? You said it was exceptionally... Oh, Dragon's Horde is exceptionally resource rich. It's a molten world? Well, then... Arbiter, you are evading? Yes, you are. We really don't want to take our combat fleet in to fight an Ether Dragon. We have no idea what it's capable of, but it does appear to be a battleship, so probably messing with it is not the world's greatest idea. I wouldn't know what to do with a molten world if I got one. It's not like I can colonize there. We have idle construction ships. Let's go take care of that. Hey, boys, I can't help but notice you're kind of sleeping on a job up here. Yeah, you're unionized and whatnot, and good for you. Collective bargaining is a fine thing, but you know what else you could do? Get to fucking work, will ya? I'm not paying you to stand around. Do we have any more research opportunities here? No, but what we can do is go build like a dozen mining stations in Corfu and really upgrade our overall mineral intake. An extra 10 minerals a month is quite a bit. And I sort of feel like we should start banging out some destroyers here. Orbital hydroponic farms. I really don't want to take up space for more food. I'd rather that be built with a destroyer shipyard once we get the ability for that. Destroyers are going to take a lot of our minerals. So if you crank out a couple and you can't build destroyers, well, you upgrade to a level 3 spaceport so that you can. And we'll begin the fleet production. It's nice to see our fleet cap continues to expand, too. It keeps going up. I don't like the fact that the Bacterium are rebuilding. Don't think I forgot about you, Bacterium. I still got my eye on you beady little bastards down there. Don't think just because I haven't made any clam jokes recently that I'm any less motivated when it comes to devouring your children. Because I'm not. I'm still gonna eat them. And we do have an opportunity to colonize a planet here. We got more, these space whales? Yeah, just, you know what? Go destroy them. Not a distraction. This is fine. Kill these guys. But don't think just because I'm not paying attention right this second that I forgot about you, clan men. I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten the nefariousness of your overall deeds and the fact that you completely tricked us in that war. I didn't forget.
Construction complete.
Solid Alpha Strike. We've lost some more ships. That's okay, though. We don't mind coming in this with, like I said, an excuse to lose ship. This is us getting rid of some obsolete inventory right here. We've got some overhead. We're having to pay to store this stuff, and you know what? It's better off to liquidate it at a net loss than to just keep hanging on to it and keep losing money. Sometimes a sunk cost has to just be a sunk cost. I really wish Virdaman would come into our area of control because it's a really good planet. Everything else is basically fully harvested. There's an anomaly out there. How come nobody researched that? We'll get somebody on it. More building potential, though. Well, somebody should really probably be developing Polargar, so go build a mining station, and when you're done with that, why don't you go build a research station? Somebody's handling those debris, I believe, correct? Yep, we got a science ship down there covering those. Back to not a distraction, then. How you guys doing? Good? Everything going okay with the space whales? Appears to be just one space whale left, and it's getting the shit kicked out of it. And it is done. Somebody must have leveled. Timed project. Assume a system. Combat stats. I'm a little worried about our admiral. He's getting up there in years. How long have you been with us, sir? I mean, you're not a spring chick. Oh, good God. Not the Gonaway here. Freaking 70 years old. He ain't long for the world. All right, not a distraction. Where do we want to park you? I suppose we could take the not a distraction fleet and use them as like a bit of a probing mechanism to see just how powerful this space dragon is. I don't love that plan, but I don't love it, but I don't despise it either. Oh, you have a level 3? You're building a solar panel network? Corvette assembly yards, I don't really think we need, because we don't really want you building a bunch of Corvettes. I'd really rather have you building destroyer assembly yards. You're already working on the solar panels. Varnia doesn't have a spaceport, and honestly, I kind of don't want one. Pittsburgh, nah. We want to keep the number of spaceports that we have. We don't want to build a bunch of, like, egregious and extraneous. Although, you know what? I am going to build a spaceport here. This is a Gaia world. We have to assume other aliens are going to be as interested in getting their little grubby alien clam pseudopods on this planet as we were of getting our grubby alien pseudopods on it. What do we want to build on this planet? Let's take a look. We got to decide. Let's think about a planetary focus here. What is this planet good at? They have a lot of energy. 1, 2, 3. We got 5 energy producing tiles. We have plenty of minerals at the moment. I know you always want more minerals, but there are only 3 total mineral tiles on this, so I think we would go energy on this tile as opposed to minerals. You're working a tile that gets us 1 and 1. So best thing we could build right now here is probably food. Let's up the basic hydroponic farm a little bit. We do want to get an autochthon monument as well. Put that in an empty tile, and maybe we do that. Yeah, you know what? We're actually going to build that here. Whoops. Sorry, Peterson City. I didn't mean to do that. And then we're going to put this idle pop on it. This population isn't grown. Those two should finish roughly around the same time. Pete, why are you building the autochthon monument before you build other more critical infrastructure? There is nothing more critical to the Peterian Empire than monuments to my greatness. That is always the priority. You build a monument to the greatness of Perfidious Pete before you do anything else. A 60-month bonus. Whoa. The strong magnetic field around Peterson City has been affecting computers on the surface recently. Oddly, this effect is not merely random interference. Instead, computers are actually working more effectively than they should be. It's almost as if an outside force is lending a helping hand. Does this apply empire-wide? Because I was going to be really excited. I think it actually only applies to that planet, which is basically worthless because we have almost no research being conducted there. Still, bonuses are bonuses. Anybody idle? Nope, okay. Everybody's doing stuff. Not a distraction. Why don't you go get patched up? There's no reason to leave you damaged, especially if I'm going to throw you lives away. Is this another space whale?
Debris analyzed. Construction complete.
Analyzed. Construction. Science ship. Wasn't there another chunk of debris we just created here? Yeah. Go research that project. Stevedore, what to do with you? You're all the way up here. There is nothing in this part of the Empire that requires building. Literally nothing. We could build another frontier outpost because we did demolish the bulk of ours. The question is, where would we stick it? We'd really want to survey some locations. It's all about location. Location, location, location. Guy Fieri tells us this. I don't want to build one here yet because I just don't know if this area is going to be long-term viable. We sort of just need to wait. And this is why I didn't build another construction ship. See, we actually have this one who's just going to be sitting idle for a little while. Virdamon, how are you not in our zone of influence yet? Nethys, you need to grow faster. What planet are you? San Pietego. San Pietego, you guys... Oh, you're never going to grow very fast, though, because you're on a shitty dump ass of a desert world and nobody wants to live here. Right. I keep forgetting nobody wants to live on Arrakis. Desert planet. Dune. Somebody's got to live there, though, because the spice must flow. What we should really be doing is relocating population. Do we have anywhere that's full of people? We might need to relocate some people to Nethys just to encourage its growth. We're going to send them from where they're happy and productive to a shitty, miserable dump in a desert. I would be okay with some of those people getting moved being slaves as well. It's not like they have a choice in the matter. You go where you're told, because you don't have rights. Not in the Peterian Empire, sorry. I mean, we don't even really... We could get rid of some shitty fungus men, I suppose, but our fungus men are dying off at a pretty aggressive rate. Varnia is going to be effectively empty in a minute. Not really seeing a whole lot of Cravadocs around like you used to. You know, you used to see Cravadocs everywhere, but we've really gentrified the neighborhood, and not anywhere near as many Cravadocs poking around these days as there used to be. Nope, not quite so many. This planet is effectively nothing but a drain on my economy. Also, upgrade your planetary structure. Anybody have a planetary outpost that still requires upgrade? Let's check for that. Let's just look for overall upgrade opportunities. Any here? Nope, you guys are good. You guys are good. Petersburg, you have upgrades. This is producing society research, and we always want to make more energy. And now we're out of minerals. Well, minerals are cheap. They come fast and furious. Our mineral input has been the one bright spot in what has otherwise sometimes been a bit of a trying leadership directive. Our mineral output has been top notch. To all the miners out there working in the Peterian Empire, I salute you, my brothers. You guys, you're doing God's work. By God's work, I mean me, Emperor Pete. You're doing my work. I'm your fucking God now. Do my bidding or else.
Complete. System survey complete.
Okay, Earth built another spacecraft.
Complete.
Research. Oh, that's what we like to see. Research. Advanced spaceport. Fantastic. Okay, so what are we going to do now? We really need to start branching out into other areas of weapons manufacture, because I have to admit, I am not pleased with missiles. Mass drivers do kinetic damage 4 to 17. Bonus damage to shields. We could research those in almost a heartbeat. But we also have coil guns. 5 to 19, vastly more damage, or rather slightly more damage. What bonus do you have? You do bonus damage. You know what? Do coil guns. One, it's only going to take us 20 months to finish, and I would really like to start supplementing our ship designs where we have mixed damage types. Because I'm starting to come to the opinion that having exclusively missiles is not good. When the fight starts, we do ruinous initial damage, and our alpha strike is strong. We've got the first strike keyword, but I want to take our first striker from a 1-1 up to maybe like a 2-2, or maybe a 3-2. And I think if we supplement them and augment their offensive capabilities with some additional weapons, we can make that happen. Then we finish this round of upgrades, and I think that's probably going to be where we wrap things up for the episode. Who was it that needed upgrades? Petersburg? I know you guys needed upgrades. Where are we most lacking? Engineering? I mean, we're most lacking in societal research, which this is already... You know what? That's fine. Just build a biolab. That's acceptable. We got to start bringing our society research up a little bit. We want to try and keep the 3 in some form of parity. Let's upgrade that. It's a planetary. You guys don't have enough people yet, but you're growing fast, man. Chicago is... They're on point with the reproductive meta. And they're going to get us some alien pets in a moment as well. Who doesn't love dogs? Do we really need alien pets? I mean, we already have the Cravadocs and those weird fungus guys. They count, right? Pretty sure those guys are pets. I'm going to debate that. You know what? Little off-camera debate on whether or not those sentient species can constitute pets, or whether I'm a scumbag for imprisoning them and making them dance for my own pleasure. I didn't say I'm going to stop. I'm just trying to decide whether I should feel guilty about it or not. I really would rather like automated exploration protocols because it's really good. Shield capacitors, though, are also really good. Advanced shields is really good, but a ton of research. Planet sensor range I have no interest in. Mining lasers, energy weapons, that would be like an alternative backup. Mining drone lasers, or they ignore all of your armor. Well, I don't hate that, but at 1,700, it seems a little pricey. I think since we're not currently in the middle of a conflict, now's the time to go for the non-combat one. 64 months, Avani. It's going to take you 5 years to finish that research? We could buy and finance a car in that time. You guys... Oh, it's 5 years for one of the greatest scientific breakthroughs of all time, Pete. That really seems like you have unreasonable standards. Yeah, you know what? Don't tell me my standards are unreasonable. I set unreasonable standards because you set goals high. That way, when you miss, you can be not just a failure, but a spectacular one. Okay, now the distraction has been fully repaired. I'm less interested in their full repairs than I am in their full replacement with destroyer commodities here. Can we build? Nope. Destroyer assembly yards requires to be level 4. What about the upgrade? You know what? Yeah, upgrade Earth. Earth is going to be our primary ship producing location, so I'm shockingly comfortable with that. What do we want to build over here? You can build Corvette assembly yards, which, you know what, we kind of don't want. Are you a level 4 spaceport? You are not. Can we upgrade you to one? Oh no, I want you to be level 4 though. We need about another month's worth of minerals. Well, that's gonna have to wait till next time then. This episode is over. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support does really mean a lot. If you'd like to see our waistline continue to expand to the point in which we have to buy a new belt or tie 2 belts together, might consider subscribing as well. New episodes of Stellaris every single day. I love the fact that our whole name is contained in our borders, by the way, too. You don't know how good this makes me feel. Right now, though, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Construction complete.
Of course it is.